so I have landed safely and I'm back in my bed. It took so long to get here, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Now I'm catching up on a crap load of homework that I missed over the course of a couple days, because that's what teachers like to do, is just, they like to load you up with everything. So I'm just gonna do a little time lapse of me doing one part of my homework, which this isn't even the half of what I need to get done. It's not gonna be super fun and amazing, but hopefully Nick's portion will be a little bit more fun to watch. Actually, I hope it's a lot more fun to watch. But I might show you guys a little bit of my night routine. I'm not gonna go in depth and like tell you everything I do or anything like that, because I can do a separate video for that. By the way, if you hear snoring, that is my dog, Kevin. Say hi, buddy. He's so cute. He really missed us. He was super excited when we came home, and he was staying with our neighbor, Nelson, who took care of them for the duration that we were gone. And so they had a lot of fun because he loves dogs. So, yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing, do a little time lapse, and, yeah, even though it's gonna be boring, I hope you enjoy it as much as you possibly can. Alright, so here's a little update. I filled this entire page with economic theory notes, and I'm not even like halfway done, but I'm trying to get through it. And Nick is at work right now, if you guys are wondering, so I do have some time to kill anyway when I can't be texting him and, you know, relaxing. So yeah, I'm very, very bored already, and I just want to get this over with. Alright, so I lied. I never ended up finishing that part of the video. It's actually the next day, next night, and I'm here with my boo. It wasn't even planned. He just randomly asked me, hey, do you want to sleep over? And I'm like, you making plans? Who's this? Oh, and I forgot to say in the video where I said my birthday, his birthday's January 22nd. So, he's gonna be 17 next month.
Yeah, that's weird to think about.
He was supposed to be 2 months older than me, by the way. He was born how many weeks early? 4 weeks?
6.
6 weeks early. That's really bad.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we've made it to this point, and he is healthy and not struggling to survive anymore.
If you guys are seeing in my glasses reflection, I am currently doing homework because I just love school. So
while he's doing this, I'm gonna probably take out my computer and do some practice problems for math. So yeah, but I just wanted to update you guys that I did not end up finishing that, and I'm really sorry because I totally forgot. I was really, really tired. I just wanted to sleep. So as soon as I finished my homework, I just went to bed.
Same thing for me. It's like, even like if I'm doing homework and I'm just tired, but I know I have to meet a deadline, I'm probably going to care less about the quality of it and rather just submitting something.
Right.
So I'm more likely to submit crappy work if I do it late, which is
in some ways worse than submitting it late. That's in some ways worse than submitting it late, like doing crappy work.
Yeah.
Because then your teachers are going to associate that with like...
But then they also don't expect much from you, and then...
Right.
Exams.
I don't know.
But you know.
But yeah. We have a very fun video planned, and it's very Christmas vibes.
Yes, because Vlogmas has been missing the
Christmas
vibes from it, except for...
We can show them around your apartment.
I don't know if... Well, yeah, because my mom's very stingy about that. I don't know why.
Oh, never mind. I'm not really sure what we're going to do to finish up this vlog. I might tell you guys some of my experience that was not filmed in Arizona. I might like tell you guys my airport experience, my thoughts, and how I stayed safe during the travel part, because my mom did end up getting tested just because she has to go back to work. She works in the lab. She's a biologist. So she had to get tested. It was rapid testing, and it came back negative. So yeah, I'm just really glad that it came back negative. And alright, so I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts and experiences with traveling during a global pandemic. Obviously, I have not done a lot of traveling. I've only done this, but it was enough to really freak me out for a lot of different reasons, and I want to touch base or talk about exactly what scared me the day that I was gonna fly in to Arizona. It was very mellow because I arrived at a time where the airport was basically empty. It was like, I want to say 2 a.m. Not many people were there. The only people that were basically there were, you know, the employees who do different jobs at the airport, like bag checkers and, you know, the help support, you know, if you have questions, you know, guidance, whatever. So they were there. And then also when my family and I were waiting to get onto our flight where you sit before boarding, there were a couple people behind us. We tried to keep our distance as far as possible because Gabby and I have been trying so hard since March, doing everything we can to not expose ourselves and others to COVID. We don't think it's okay. The numbers are ridiculous, and we don't encourage that type of behavior at all. Everyone who we see, we have made an inner circle, and we all have agreements about how we're living during this health crisis. So we were staying away. It was very much an easy experience the first time. There was no issue. I didn't really notice anything bizarre or upsetting except for one thing. So once the airport started to get a little bit more filled up with people, because we took off at, I want to say 4 or something, there were people, wait, maybe it was 6 a.m., but there were people behind us who were getting in, and I could tell they were older, and the way that they were talking just made me think of them as very ignorant. So basically there were 2 different like people, and they were both men, and they were both saying how they disagree with wearing masks and how they can't breathe, quote unquote, which I think is a load of crap. That is just my opinion. I have had no issues breathing in a mask whatsoever. The most complaint I ever had about it was before I was wearing my glasses. Before I was wearing my glasses, on a regular basis, I mean, it did cut off a little bit of my vision. That was it. I had no problems breathing. I don't know about other people. Maybe they have a little bit of a struggle, if that. But if you're having normal air circulation, there is no issue. There should be no reason for an issue. And then, so the guy was saying how, oh, I bet people die of a heart attack wearing masks, but you don't hear that on the news. And that really set me off. Back to Wisconsin part is a little worse because of the 5-hour layover. You see a lot more people. When I landed in Denver, I was feeling alright. I wasn't in the best mood, but that's because I had hardly slept the night before. I have insomnia, but it gets triggered during periods when I have to be up at a certain point or I need to go to bed at a certain point. Either way, both trigger it, and my body is already fully aware. My brain, I already have it in my head, like, great, I am not going to be getting sleep. That's just how it works. I don't know why, I just know my body very well. And yeah, so I was pretty tired, but I wasn't gonna make a big thing out of it because I know I wouldn't be able to sleep anyway. So I just wanted to get home at that point. And I was thinking about Vlogmas, you know, about what kinds of videos would you guys want to see, what would you want me to put out there, and things like that. My mind was just all over the place. So we stopped at this one place for churros. They were really good, but I was on like a sugar high, and it was just, I crashed shortly after. It was not too long after. So then we sat and charged our devices for the long, you know, wait that we had till our flight, and that was fine, no complaints there. But then I started seeing a bunch of people who weren't wearing their masks or wearing them underneath their nose, which literally defeats the entire purpose of wearing a mask, and it just makes me so mad. And at that point, I had seen so many people doing that I was just in a fuming mood, thinking, we're in a packed airport and there are millions of people in the world that could be affected by this. It spreads so easily, and children, like the infants, can't wear masks because, you know, they'll rip it off their face and, you know, other reasons, but you're risking their life too. Infants are vulnerable to this. Elderly are vulnerable to this. People with pre-existing conditions are vulnerable. And I'm just thinking, how are you that selfish? And it just makes me so mad. And then when people...
I'm just gonna... Alright, I don't know if they can probably hear me. The only, like, reasonable excuse I can comprehend, and people do say this, like, for not wearing a mask, is obviously if you have, like, a breathing condition or, like, something like that which prevents you from being physically able to breathe while wearing the mask, then that's an excuse for not having a mask on in public spaces. Otherwise, you should be wearing a mask. We need to get this, like, I saw a TikTok the other day. It was, where was it? It was either Australia or New Zealand. It was something with that similar accent to that. And she was like responding to comments, and people were asking her why she wasn't wearing a mask in the public spaces. And it was because they had done lockdown so seriously in those countries that in those countries this virus is pretty much non-existent at this point.
Yep.
That's because they took it seriously. So if the United States could do the same thing now, or if we would have done the same thing in March when lockdown pretty much first happened, and I'll even be the first to admit there were days I probably could have done better with like staying in lockdown. Like I probably went out a little too much. I will admit that was bad on my part. But we could be in a position right now where it's Christmas and we could be going to see relatives without having to fear that we could be ending up killing them.
Yeah.
But we didn't, and we're stuck with what we have now.
All right.
But do you get what I'm saying? Like, it is a logical excuse.
Yeah.
It is like a reasonable excuse. Like, if you physically cannot breathe because you have asthma or something like a lung issue, like, you probably are not able to wear a mask.
Right. Yeah, no, that's understandable. But my grandma, Sally, works in a public setting where she could be exposed to it every day, and all someone has to do is lie and say that they don't have to prove anything. They just have to say, yep, I have a lung problem, and they could get away with it. And it's people who are taking advantage of that, of people who actually have breathing issues and things like that, who could be doing their part in trying to lower the cases. That's what makes me mad. He's making fun of my glasses.
How do you see?
Not everyone has perfect vision, sweetheart. He makes fun of me all the time.
I'm wearing blue light glasses. I'm not wearing like actual
Yeah, they're
glasses.
not prescription.
I'm trying to save my eyes from the stress, because now that I rearranged my room, I'm gonna be sitting closer to my TV, so when I game, it's getting hardcore.
Basically, that's my take on traveling in public. I just think that it is so much easier for everyone if you do your part in following the rules. Follow the rules, and I have no problem with it. You know, like, we all have places we need to be for different reasons. again, if it were up to me, I would not have traveled at all because I am very worried about it and I really don't want to be responsible for killing someone. You know, obviously I already participate in social distancing. He's really the only person outside of my household that I see the normal way, and that's because they are very careful too, and they're smart about it too.
I'm healthy. Come eat ice cream with me.
Alright, so that's going to be the end of today's video. I know it kind of cut off at the end, but you guys kind of got what I was saying. So, we will see you tomorrow for our baking video, which is so exciting.
She's talking a bit quieter because my mom's sleeping, and it's very quiet, so.
Alright, see you guys for Vlogmas Day 8.
Tomorrow will be day 8, yes. Or actually, well, this is gonna be a double upload. So it will be later today, if technology serves correctly.
Alright, see you guys later.
Cookie dough.